Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Wallace and Gromit, A Matter of Loaf and Death. Now, as you know, Wallace and Gromit is a claymation comedy franchise that was created by Nick Park, who also gave us Flushed Away and Chicken Run. Now, after releasing the film Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and also DreamWorks and him cutting ties, and even Nick Park admitted that DreamWorks put impossible standards for him to do the Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Eventually, he decided to return back to his original roots, and eventually did A Matter of Loaf and Death, which is the fourth stop-motion animated short Wallace and Gromit film. Now, the premise of the film is meant to feature Wallace and Gromit, who now start a bakery business. In this, you can kind of tell how Wallace and Gromit are quick to kind of prove on top, do what they can, and we've always seen this, like, from the third one, how they started a window cleaning business. Now, after saving a former, baker-like spokesperson known as Paella, she's quickly smitten by Wallace, and they quickly become an item. And this causes Gromit to sort of start to have mixed feelings about this, and starts to kind of realise that there is more truth about Paella, and mainly after seeing how her dog Fluffles acts around her, you can kind of tell he starts to put the pieces two and two together. Now, the short film, I would say, is a bit more of a murder mystery and a bit more trying to prevent someone from being murdered, which I think does work. And given the fact this is the last performance of Peter Sales as Wallace, you can kind of tell he does do a good job as Wallace despite his age. And I would also say, as the fourth installment, you can kind of tell they really do try to throw a lot of references in, because when Gromit's trying to hold a bomb, trying to dispose of it, he quickly looks around to get rid of it as a represent of the 1966 Batman cartoon. When Fluffles tries to go on Paella with a giant mech suit-like device as a represent of aliens. So you can kind of tell the team really put a lot of references in, which I do give credit for. And I think the film returning back to the short film roots does work. And I think at the same time it still keeps to the classic Wallace and Gromit humour that we've come to see. And I would say that when it did came out in December the 25th, I never watched it until a year or two later. This was when I was 16, so I didn't really watch it because I fell asleep. But I still think A Matter of Loaf and Death does keep to the charm of Wallace and Gromit. And I think by the end of it, A Matter of Loaf of Death does return back to its roots. It knows what it wants to tell, and really does try to keep up with the whole Wallace being kind of oblivious to what Paella is up to, while Gromit tries to save Wallace's life by any means necessary. So I think A Matter of Loaf and Death definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.